Forget Melrose. 90210 was a joke. It's time to get real. You're listening to The Real Realtors of the 804 with Janice Taylor, Richmond's #1 award-winning realtor. Janice and the Taylor team are here to bring you answers, give you insight, and share their experience in the real estate world. And now, Janice Taylor.
Hi, everyone. We're back. We're on our 4th podcast. Thanks for watching. I'm Janice Taylor with RE/MAX.
And listening.
Yes.
I'm Janice Taylor with RE/MAX, the Taylor team, here with David Ogle. And
What's the name of this podcast?
The Real Realtors of the 804. I'm not going to get this introduction down. Right, really. Just watch to see how we screw everything up at the beginning, because I just don't, I can't get the beginning straight. Anyway, okay. This is what we're talking about today, everyone. We're talking about media, social media, publicity, what gets the houses sold, how the buyers perceive things, and some of the interesting details we've been through with social media and publicity. So anyway, we talked a little bit on our last podcast about Zillow and buyers searching for homes on Zillow and the estimates that they get for sellers, and somehow you know how things get so misconstrued with social media. Not that we don't love it, and we're working on it, and we're always trying to better ourselves. What do you mean working on it?
Just working on social media. We are. We're
Well,
getting more prevalent in the social media market.
This is out of my comfort zone right here. So anyway, but we're doing our thing, and you know we're trying to get up with the times and be ahead of the curve for everyone.
You're actually ahead of this podcast now. For you, is ahead of the curve.
Yeah, because I'm old, or
no?
What do you mean?
Because there's not a lot of people doing it.
Well, you know what? You were instrumental, Michael. Yes. I will say you have been bugging us about doing a podcast for a year, and I started listening to them and thought, man, some of these are good, and I can be entertained while I'm driving, even if I'm not watching, and. You know, so you broke us down. I will say you broke us down, but it's fun. We're really having fun with it, I think.
Yeah. Media and technology have not always been, going back the last 10, 15 years,
really?
The focus of the Taylor team.
No.
If you can't edit the picture immediately, if it just goes out, that's always a little scary.
Maybe it's taking time to get the website perfect.
A little bit.
Perfect.
How long
perfect
did it take?
is the key word. Perfect.
How long did it take to launch?
A year.
It's still a work in progress.
Let me just tell you, a website is never done.
That's right. True. Yeah. And I think like the new website, hopefully you guys have gone onto that www.gotaylorteam.com. Yep. We just launched it. It looks awesome. We had some great partners that put it together for us. And I think what we've done is we've taken it from something that felt a little old and out of date to something that is useful for our buyers, sellers. It provides information and gives kind of ease of use to our clients out there. So definitely check it out, gotaylorteam.com.
I would love any feedback too. We always change it, update it. We're looking to add some more sections to it, like this podcast. And but yeah, any feedback would be great.
The crazy part is that the media or social media kind of trumps websites. They don't go there first anymore.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So you can have a good website and stellar.
Absolutely.
But Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, those are the first, and then the websites after that to get contacted and all that stuff.
Right.
You know.
And I think that's the goal of our social media is to drive folks to our website so that they can get even more information, whether it's about our listings, whether it's to search for new homes, whatever it is. That's one of those things that we're trying to kind of push out there is to drive people to our website, that next stage of looking without always having to go to, you know, the big names, the Zillows, the realtor.coms, those things. We're providing that same access on our website, and it's much more personal.
Yeah. And speaking of personal, you know, I do follow a lot of other realtors on Twitter, on social media, and, you know, as everyone has said, we've certainly been up with the times, no question. But we have really, in the past 40 years that I've been in real estate, relied on relationships and personal referrals and all of that. We've been very fortunate at that, very successful in real estate due to that. We like to, you know that we keep our clients in touch with us, and we stay in touch with them in their lives. But now more than ever, you know, we find that you know, a lot of these big teams and other companies that are just doing social media and just relying on new clients to come in constantly, you know, they're getting noticed and they may not have the relationships we do. So we're trying to balance it. we're never going to lose touch with our clients. We're never going to lose that personal feeling. We're never going to lose our get-togethers that we have with client events and things like that. But we also want y'all to know we're up with the times, and we're trying to do everything we can to get our name out there so you're proud of us. Those that do follow us and do refer to us all the time. The ones that don't, hopefully we'll have a new following, with some of them as well. So.
Yeah, and I think kind of putting those listings and information out on Facebook and on Instagram. I know that our social media expert beside me kind of lives on that Facebook website. So seeing some of those things first on Facebook, we know that that's kind of a pathway for our listings and for our sellers to be noticed.
Right. Well, I think because we're a family business too, it's nice to show our family to our families we work with. So
a great idea. Yeah. I mean, I've been a voyeur on social media a lot. I don't post a whole lot personally. And I might have hit a wrong button the other day on something I followed that I shouldn't have. But I just wanted to know more about my granddaughter's school.
Tell me about this. I need to know.
No,
come on.
Just at 1 a.m. I got a notification that Kiki which my kids call her, was attempting to become a parent on the class of 2023 Deep Run Facebook page.
It just said follow class of 2023. I thought, it's her senior year. I want to know what's going on. I mean, I talked to her 5,000 times a day, but I didn't know I wasn't allowed to.
Obviously, I don't
hit
tell
that
enough.
button.
When you're a family and you work together, boundaries sometimes become a little.
You could create the grandparents class of 2023.
Well, just so you know, I also touched the chearleading page. I asked to be part of that. Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Admissions come out on the podcast.
I don't know what cheer page that is, but okay. I don't think I'm on that one.
She's finding pages we don't even know about.
Right.
So my mother is very, very you just don't mess with her. She's very strong. She's an Italian, so she's gonna inject her opinions and stuff. And when my sister she was in band all through middle school and high school, and she was pretty good. She played sax. She got first chair every time, and then she started to get into being the director in her junior year. Right. And so my mom went to one of the meetings, and she walked into her first meeting, walked out the president.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
And so to this day, it's very cringy. That's my mom is a little over the top.
Right.
It's calm down.
Hey, my motto is ask forgiveness, not permission. So anyway, I can plead naivete on some things and just get right in there, just like your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've touched a lot of different types of media over the years, I think, with some of our advertising and how it's kind of moved through the years. Talk a little bit about kind of how you got started and what you did with media kind of early on till lead us up to this.
Okay, so I may seem like I'm old school right now on media, but you know what? There was not another realtor, as I think I mentioned on the previous podcast, that advertised on the movie screen. So we did do that. That was a little embarrassing, but when I had to take my family to go see it, or I'd insist that, hey, we have to go 20 minutes early so we can see the beginning of the credits, which they don't even do anymore, I don't think. I also would look around to see how many people were in the movie theater at the time. But so that was probably one of the first things we did. And then certainly, our branding we've been doing for a long time. It's served us both good and bad, I'll say. We have a moving van, and
had a moving van.
It is now a staging van.
Well, there's a reason for that, but I don't know if we're going to get into that or not. But anyway, I think probably, and I will attribute this truly to the strength of the RE/MAX connection at our conventions. One of the first conventions I ever went to for RE/MAX, which we do try to attend very regularly because they're in Las Vegas and they're really fun. I learned so much from agents many, many years ago about branding and marketing and all of that. And one of the things that a few agents were doing were, buying moving vans or renting them for their buyers and sellers to use. So we thought, let's do it. So we bought a moving van. We had it all loaded up with my picture on the side before we had even a big team.
Yeah.
Then when we added the team, we put the whole team picture on the back.
With lots of different outfits through the years.
We went through that one already.
Yes,
Covered that.
It was colorful. And it's been enlightening to see how some people use the moving van and some of the trials and tribulations we've had through it. One of which was a call from a seller at one point that clearly there was a overhang at McDonald's, and I guess at the end of their busy day, they decided to go get McDonald's for their movers.
And that clearance 8.7
didn't quite hit the top of the van.
That. Yeah,
so
we took out the drive-through.
Took out the drive-through at the McDonald's on Broad Street. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think I don't think the television cameras were around for that one.
No, that didn't make the news.
What we also had in our own parking lot, which has, I don't know, 500, 600 parking spaces. Somebody was nice enough to bring the truck back after using it and chose to park in between two cars, tiniest spot possible, when there were wide open rows behind it.
Right.
Scraped right down the side. There's nothing like that call that says, hey, I'm out in the parking lot and I just ran into a car with your moving truck.
Correct.
So insurance costs, I think, started kind of creeping up a little bit.
We started kind of looking at, there's always been a high cost for it, but looking at the cost of, unfortunately, letting our buyers and sellers use the van. And for about the first year after we retired it for that, we still had a lot of calls. And, we used it for a lot of, charities, and all too for moving. But, I think the day Bobby went out and started the van not too long ago, and everybody thought we blew up the parking lot, was when, a lot of y'all appreciate this, the catalytic converter was stolen from the van.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah.
It sounded right off.
Yeah, it sounded.
Part of that group.
We were a victim of that.
We were a victim. 13 of them right around here were taken. But
wow.
Yeah.
Well, I have a Tesla, and you have a Tesla, so we don't have to worry about
no catalytic converters for us.
Hey, you know what? I saw in the news this morning, you guys, I don't think it's, accurate yet, but that soon the electric cars, they're talking about the Hurricane, are going to be able to power your house.
Yeah.
If the power goes out.
The Ford Lightning can do that.
Yeah, the truck or something. Yeah, cool.
So it can do that. Yeah. So.
Well, I don't want anything bad to happen with a hurricane, but if we lose power for a little bit of time, I'm okay with that, because one of my clients owns an electrical company, and we just worked a great deal, and I have a generator now, and I'm so happy. I don't want anybody to miss anything.
Bartering system.
Call me if you need
bartering.
coffee in the morning, because my generator is going to go off. It just got installed last week.
So with media and the agents and stuff, do you think there's a 5%, 10%, 20% edge that agents have now, and that utilize it and don't utilize it, or know how to utilize it, and because that's part of the game now, right?
And a lot of it is, I think, just the just the presence, the market presence, and what that means.
Brand awareness.
Brand awareness. They're just going to call somebody. It's hard to, I think to quantify. That's the word I'm looking for. To quantify the leads you get off of that. Because some of these leads just are not meant to be. I mean, they're not accurate leads. Usually. So we still rely a lot on our things, phone calling, postcards we send out. We're not going to stop that, because we still want to keep in touch with our old clients and try to get new clients, let people know we're selling in their neighborhood. But it's certainly the brand presence, and it's just kind of back to branding again. And I don't think we'll ever lose sight of that.
Yeah, whether it was the billboard on the side of the truck, or the movie theater, or social media now, all of those are kind of brand awareness. Mm-hmm. Now, realtors get their leads from a ton of different sources.
Well, they pay for them too,
They
right?
pay for them, exactly.
Right.
That's where those Zillow leads, those realtor.coms, a lot of agents are out there and they just pay for a service to send them leads to get their name up on the Zillow or the realtor.com.
And doesn't that create sometimes where people are on a Zillow and they see one of the ads, but they think that's actually like the listing agent that they're calling?
Yeah, so that little picture that's on the bottom of the ad is something that somebody paid for. Mm-hmm. And they're up there. They look like they're the listing agent. Correct. It says, call me now for a showing. People do that, or they click through. So that is definitely one way that a lot of our real estate, friends, competitors, they pay for leads and they come through. They think they're calling a listing agent. They're not necessarily calling the listing agent.
Right.
But even on that, it's really, the turnover rate, or the ratio for which those leads are converted. You get a lot of leads that go nowhere. So you'll have email addresses that are made up. And I always wonder, how do you go to so much trouble to be a fake lead?
Right.
So some of them are bots, but some people are actually in there. They want more information, so they're going far enough in to type through and say, so and so at a fake Taylor team or something.com, and those leads pop through to us as well from our website and from other, listing resources.
I love the ones that leave their phone number and their website, and of course the phone number is what we call first. We automatically send out an email to their email address, but the phone number is what we call first, and somebody will pick up the phone and go, I didn't call you. Why you think I'm calling you? I didn't call anybody. I didn't mean to call anybody. Or, honey, did you call this realtor? Or are we looking for a house?
Right.
I don't know. And then a lot of times the phone numbers are just bogus.
555.
Right.
Yeah, we kind of know.
Yeah.
8675309.
So they're just looking, but they don't want to be contacted, so those give out fake information.
Maybe they push the
Correct.
wrong button like other people do. I don't know.
It happens. It does happen.
It does happen. Anyway, but back to the branding and the market awareness and all of that. I guess I have a little story about our market awareness. At one point, when I had to call my attorney about being questioned by the police on the use of our truck
this
for
is
something.
a juicy story.
It's a good one.
Back to the truck.
He just said, "Did I not teach you anything that bad publicity is better than no publicity?" I said, "They're taking a picture of the back of my truck right now. Our picture's on there, and it's going on the news." He said, "It's okay. You didn't do anything wrong."
Yeah,
So,
one of our really good friends' daughters called, and she said to Jennifer, I believe,
It was me.
"Hey, your truck's in front of the Chick-fil-A on Pump Road, and it's surrounded by police officers."
A lot of police, yes.
Yeah.
So we had to
By
get to
the
the bottom
time
of
I
that.
rushed there, I think I sent East into a baseball practice and rushed back, and Janice rushed over, and
Bobby rushed over.
Yeah, we were
Oh,
right
we
there.
were together when we got the call, and we knew it wasn't good when the road was blocked and on Broad Street, and the police were there and asked who owned the truck, and they immediately put my husband in the back of the squad car.
well,
and,
I started to run up to the truck, and I was like, "That's our truck."
Wait.
Yeah, yeah.
Back up. I did not know about this part. What happened to Bobby? What?
So we let our truck be used, as we said before, for buyers and sellers, and some wonderful sellers of ours were using the truck, but the husband was out of town unexpectedly, and they needed some boxes and all to go away from their house. So they hired some movers, that they were just paying hourly. And, we don't ever, they asked if somebody could drive the truck, and, we said yes. So they didn't do anything wrong. And the next thing we know, the truck was being followed by the police, and it was involved in a shooting. And
So the movers, the guys they hired, were part of the
conflict.
So they great guys. I mean, they were moving some things for these people to the dump. And they went to the dumps, the county dump, and they were not registered in Henrico. They thought because the van was registered in Henrico, they could put the things in the dump. And they didn't, and they wouldn't allow them to. So in order to dispose of some of the things, and I think they were mostly just cardboard boxes and all.
Correct.
They found a dumpster in a neighborhood that was being built.
New construction.
And they basically just put the stuff in there. Well, little did they know, or we knew at the time, that the builder had hired bodyguards. I mean, I don't know if they were bodyguards. I mean, they were
People to watch the
dumpster
dumpster.
guards.
The dumpster.
Apparently, it is very expensive once the dumpster gets full. So they tried to avoid anyone using it that's not actually working at the construction site. So
Right. So when they put the things in the dumpster, the people that were guarding it came after them with a machete.
a machete.
a machete.
And
This is the hard streets of Knuckles Road.
Yeah, it was
is where
Knuckles
this occurred.
Road.
Obviously,
Yes.
you didn't see a lot of that
A
background.
machete, though?
A machete.
machete. And the people that were driving the truck got in the truck is scared to death and
Chasing them.
And the people with machetes start chasing them. And one of the not the driver, but the passenger person that was helping, these clients move their boxes out, had a concealed weapon permit.
And had a concealed weapon.
And had a concealed weapon. And
All legal.
thought he was shooting at their tire, and it hit the top of their truck and ricocheted through their windshield and hit somebody in the neck and did not kill them, but thank God.
But apparently it is illegal, even if you legally have a concealed weapon, to fire it from a moving vehicle.
Right.
So
So the driver of the truck, the movers, had no idea what happened. They just thought they slowed the truck down.
This is going to be the most awesome thumbnail I'm making. I am like,
I will tell you, I don't know how this got started. I mean, I don't normally talk about this, but anyway, real quick, they didn't know they were being followed. They didn't know they did anything wrong. They thought they just slowed the truck down, and little did they know.
And self-defense as well.
Yeah, little did they know that they were somebody mentioned, hey, what happened was this big truck with the Janice Taylor team on the side. Look for it. They shot at these people. Yes. So they surrounded the truck. They took the 2 drivers to jail in handcuffs. So at the time we got there was no one in the truck. We didn't know where these people went. We didn't know what happened. They wanted to impound the truck.
So why did they put Bobby in?
Well, because we got there as owners of the vehicle, and they thought we were involved.
But you got there later and all that.
Oh, yeah. Well, they knew we weren't driving it, but they didn't know if we were involved, and, because they
were just having a conversation.
Yeah,
yeah.
Clearing it up.
Well, then the news people started coming, and I'm begging them, please don't get the picture of the truck on the news. That's when we called our attorney about what was happening, and he said, talk to the people, do everything you can. And oh, by the way, bad publicity is better than no publicity. I'm going, oh, God.
Right.
I think I would have just got into and
it was all over the news.
Get on camera to get the narrative as quick as you can.
Yeah. Well, one newscaster said she would avoid all of that, and we didn't know it was being filmed by somebody else. Right. So it was all over the news. The phones were crazy. But it ended, the person that got shot was fine. The people in the truck were released. And we actually went to get them from the county jail at 1 o'clock that morning because they had no other ride, and their car was in our parking lot.
Their car was parked here, yes.
So we had to get them.
Wow. If you hire us, we'll get you out of jail.
We'll post your bail money.
The Taylor team has a get out of jail free card.
Stagers and bondsmen.
I didn't know the whole story to this. This is crazy.
It just kept on going, because there were, I think it ended well, but you could imagine. There were 2 sites, where it all happened, and then right there where
they pulled them over.
Where they pulled over. So that was the second to last incident that caused the truck not to be used anymore.
This is hard decisions are going to have to be made in regards to that truck. Correct. Here in the process of this usage.
Bulletproof.
Right.
Armored car looking.
It's so funny because I know that every realtor has a story and a story to be told about every transaction that they deal with how or another.
You never thought your vehicle would be in a shootout.
Correct.
Oh, remember when we were involved in a drug bust? Our listing was used for a drug bust. It was an empty listing. It was your listing, I think. And we had a call. I thought it was a bogus call. Somebody called and said, this is so-and-so from the DEA. And was it DEA? No, Homeland Security. Somebody's calling from Homeland Security. I'm going, yes, what can I do for you? And he just said, we'd appreciate it if you don't have any listings. Don't show any listings to this house. We'll be in touch later, but avoid all listings during the period of this time.
Showings appointments.
Showings. I'm sorry, showings. And so, of course, we started digging deep and found out he was for real. And, of course, we went right over there to watch and see what happened. But
you went right over there.
Okay. Well, a little bit of a...
What's unknown about Janice Taylor, she's a bit of an ambulance chaser.
Yes.
Gosh, I'm not a lawyer. I'd be accused of,
you'd be a great lawyer
or something.
You would be a great lawyer.
It was interesting because the house had been rented unbeknownst to our sellers who were selling it. And the tenants were using the address as a drop-off for drugs in the neighborhood. And Homeland Security got wind of it because it was coming from overseas, and they set up a sting. And again, pan to the house, pan to the Remax Taylor team sign right in the front on the news again. Within 1 month of the shooting situation. But things have been really quiet lately about that. Yeah.
Branch back out.
Yeah.
You need some more exposure.
Correct. Correct.
All publicity is good publicity.
Exactly. I'll take it.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think if every realtor got together in a round table and talked about their craziest stories,
the most interesting coffee table book.
Truly, we should do it. We should do that.
I know.
Yeah, more to come on some of these stories.
Yeah.
We have some showing stories
That's
for
the thing is, you've been in real estate so long, you've probably forgotten more than you know.
There's some that stick with you, though. I
absolutely.
swear I was going to write them all down at some point, but
we could We could have a glass of wine and figure those out real
Yeah,
quick,
we
I'm
could.
sure.
It will all come back.
I guess
Some of them you suppress.
Yeah, the bad news and good news with the truck, I guess, as it all wraps up, is that we did have to take it off of the personal use
Yes.
for our clients. And we had clients that used that thing, I would say, 20 times through the years. Every time they got a new refrigerator or bought a new bed.
Exactly.
Or had
We
to
had
take
some
something to the
callbacks.
dump.
Yeah.
Folks used it for years and years. So it was an awesome service that we could provide, but we were able to shift that service into the staging
We
side of
rewrapped the
things.
truck. We'll have to. It's on our website. So
Yep.
we've rewrapped it. And
People see that big old truck with the staging team on the side, and they know the Taylor team's staging another house. So.
correct.
Well, that's good for like media wise and social media, and so branding and
Moving billboard, right?
Moving
Right.
billboard,
Yeah.
and stuff like
And
that.
when the catalytic converter was gone, it was a non-moving billboard.
Or very loud.
Yes, exactly.
right.
So that's awesome. That's an amazing story. I did not know.
I guess we have been above the board on social media, right? I
Yeah.
we
At least
were
on
ahead of-
NBC
We were
12.
ahead of the curve.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you make it on the news every year, that's pretty good.
See,
That's right.
Who needs a Facebook page when you make it on the news? So-
Well, is it safe to say that you have a media person? That's
yeah.
well, no.
Yeah, actually we do. Yes,
Yeah,
we
social
have-
media.
We
is
do
that
have
That's
somebody.
important now to get into
No
that?
question. I mean, we just found it's so hard to work, on the business when you're working in the business constantly. And although we have great stories and great, details about our listings to share, it's just hard to remember, to do everything. And Jennifer's doing a great job with it, but we do have a hired person on our team now that works with our listings
Yes.
and getting them out there and getting tidbits, and
Putting a lot of
information.
content out that's
A lot of content.
informational, educational.
Yeah.
And, well, just to keep listening to us, make sure you like and subscribe our YouTube channel. Find us on Spotify. And we'll be posting some links out, I think, in the near future. It'll be
Teasers. We'll have teasers and stuff like that.
thumbnails, things like that. So,
The Real Realtors of the 804, still my favorite title,
Yes.
is the
We talked him into it.
I know.
podcast.
But we're being real. I mean, we told you our real stuff today.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll have more
We'll continue
good
being real.
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but make sure you like and subscribe and feel free to share with your friends.
We hope you've enjoyed today's episode of The Real Realtors of the 804. If you have a question you would like to ask Janice or her team, please reach out to them at realtorsofthe804@gmail.com or 804-921-9995.